Guys, tomorrow is FOMC and the markets are not really moving that much because traders are waiting in anticipation for the news release. And there's something I want us to look at for in USD, because a lot of people are currently sleeping on because ETH has not really make that much of a move that a lot of people would be expecting. But I think it's likely time we see a breakout on it, and I would like us to pay attention and do some analysis on USD, because there is a likely tendency that it will have a breakout very soon, and when it breaks out towards the upside, the move will be massive. So before I continue with this analysis, you make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, so whenever I upload another crypto price update, you'll be the first to get notified. So you can see that I'm just starting out and the channel is just down on subscribers, so do make sure to hit that like and also support the channel and support me for dropping these types of analysis. Let's get on with the chart. Now, first off, let's look at USDT on the weekly scale, on the macro scale. You can see that we did have a perfect bounce on this level right here, flipping this resistance at support around 2,700. We had multiple green candlestick closes on the weekly time frame, indicating we would slightly move higher. And looking at the stochastic RSI, we could see that we are slightly pushing our way towards the upside, and there is a possibility of a reversal towards the upside. So as you can see that we are actually oversold. RSI went flat on the weekly, and it's time that we see a massive price move for it. And I think that this move will be a strong move for it, that we will see a parabolic move towards the ending of December 2025. So that is my my look at for the weekly time frame. We are actually bullish, but so there's something I want us to look at for, which is on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. So before I get to that, we all know that tomorrow is FOMC, and there is a likelihood that the Fed are actually going to cut rate, because they will cut rate. So my anticipation is a 25 basis rate cut, even slightly higher. Then we could see a pump towards the upside. But regarding of whatever news comes out tomorrow, there is a likelihood that we might see a manipulation or a flash crash towards the downside before we actually see a recovery, because in events like this, because traders are yet to wait for the outcome of the news before anybody starts placing trade, before the leverage traders actually come into the market. And I think there's going to be a flash crash towards the downside before a move. And if you actually see that on the daily, the stochastic RSI is probably overbought at the moment, and there's a possibility we might see a parabolic move toward the upside before we see a retracement, making the stochastic RSI to reset before another continuation to the upside. We will see price actually move higher towards 3,800, even $4,000. So I've actually been hinting and talking about these divergences right here, even before this divergence actually plays out. Then I was actually talking about this candlestick right here creating an equal low, then our RSI creating a higher low, which indicates a bullish divergence that we might see a possible move towards the upside. I'll be hinting about the as right now the divergence is actually played out. We made a little bit of change of character at this level right here, and there's also a possibility of we will see a flash crash towards this level, creating another higher low before we see a possible move towards the upside. So if we look closely, if I zoom out on the chart, we could see that price has actually formed an expanding wedge. We'll be holding this wedge right from 19th of August. You could see that we'll be in between this wedge, dancing in between. But looking at this expanding wedge, there is another wedge, another downsloping wedge within this wedge, which is from on the 8th of October down to today. So you can see that there is a tendency for a breakout. You can see that this was the first touch, second touch, and this is actually the third touch. We're actually having the third touch right now but there could be a little bit of a pullback or body of a shakeout on the market in anticipation to the news release, in anticipation to the FOMC, before we actually have a breakout towards the upside. Then we actually confirm that we would actually be flipping from bearish to bullish. As long as we're still within this trend, I'm actually waiting for a confirmation of a breakout on this trend before I actually flip. Although I'm suspecting that we are bullish, or I'm anticipating that we are bullish, but I just need an extra little bit of confirmation before I actually go long on the market. And there's also a trade setup I'm actually looking at on the 4 hour. I already shared the trade with my free Telegram community. So if you want to join my free Telegram community, the link is in the description of this video. So I'm going to go down to the 4 hour time frame and just walk you through the analysis or that I'm actually looking for, because I think when the news comes out tomorrow, there's a possibility of seeing a flash crash towards the downside to actually shake some weak hands off the market before we actually see a pump towards the upside. First of all, I'm going to actually take this daily key level off the chart, and let's just do the analysis together. First off, we actually saw a break of structure on the 4 hour time frame. We went as high as 3,200, and there is something I want us to know, that there is a demand level right here on the 4 hour. As you can see, that just marked out this demand level. And there's another thing that I want you guys to look out for, which is this huge imbalance and this fair value that we are having here. And one thing that you guys have to know is that market always go for imbalances. Market always likes to fill out imbalances. Is either the market is trending to the upside or to the downside. Whenever it creates an imbalance like this, it usually comes down to kind of take out that imbalance or fill out that imbalance before actually going to the upside. So that's another thing I want you guys to look out for, is this imbalance right here and this demand level or this key level right here. And another thing is there is a little bit of a liquidity. As you can see, that price did not grab much of this liquidity when it came down to fill out this imbalance. Price did not grab much of this liquidity when it came down to fill out this imbalance. The possibility that price might also come down to fill out the imbalance much well before actually tapping on this demand level right here before a continuation to the upside. So that's what I'm actually looking at. And if I could mark out the levels very well, I'm going to sweep in this liquidity just like this. There is a liquidity right here, and I'm going to tag this as liquidity LDT. I'm going to tag this as LQDT, something like that. If we're actually wanting to, okay, LQDT, okay. And this is what I'm actually really looking at, LQDT, which will be the liquidity. And I'll just be waiting for a price to make a retracement down to this level, because we might actually see a shakeout on the market before we head up. I think we are going to be bullish on this FOMC news. I just want price to actually make a flash crash towards this downside, sweeping and taking out this liquidity right there. Then I'll be looking forward to go lower to the 1 hour for an extra confirmation before actually moving towards the upside. And I'm going to be I'm going to be putting my entry just at this level, then stop loss few pips just below this my demand level or my key level over here. Then I'll be looking to target these highs just at around this place, and that will be, and this will be my trade setup if things eventually goes in our direction. So there's a possibility that this might play as a flash crash toward the downside. And one thing about traders that actually goes down to the long time, to the 15-minute, once they see a massive crash just like this, they will think, oh, maybe price is actually moving bearish. But I think when this news comes out, we are definitely going to see a pump on the market, but there's another chance of a flash crash. So I'm looking forward to get this buy opportunity if price eventually does something, have a flash crash. I'm looking forward to get this buy opportunity with, as you can see, I already shared this setup with my community right here. And if you want to join, the link into the description of this video. So that's what I'm actually looking at for ETH USDT, and there's a possibility that this pump on ETH will definitely be massive. So let's just quickly take a look at the total tree. Let's also quickly take a look at this total tree, and the total tree is actually important because it marks the market cap of all altcoins. And as we can see that if I switch up to the daily time frame, you could see that we're actually breaking this trend right now. You can see that the total tree created this downsloping trend, and this was price did not actually move down to this support level over here. And I think we've cracked this trend, and we see maybe you are seeing a little bit of a retest on this trend. Looking at the stochastic RSI, you can see that price is actually wanting to flip towards the upside, and maybe we could see a really big move towards this resistance over here at $1.6 trillion. If we look at the orders market cap, the ordered versus BTC, I've been talking about this right here, that we could see a retracement towards this level and we could actually see a pump. And this chart, this chart right here indicates all other altcoins excluding the top 10 dominance, and you just kind of rank the lower market cap, what's it called, the lower altcoins market cap. That's what I call this chart right here. So I use it to track the lower altcoins. As you can see, the majority of the lower altcoins are have actually been pumping. So I saw Lunar Classic pumped as high as 100 and almost 200% from the 1st of December till this day. Lunar Classes has went up 200%. So majority of the local altcoins are actually beginning to gain momentum, and if we come to the ending of December / January, I think we'll actually see a perfect alt season. Before alt season commences, what we want to see is for this orders versus BTC to slowly move towards the upside. Then we could break this trend. I think when we break this trend, our next target will be this trend right here at 9.44%. So as this price moves higher, I think altcoins we follow, then we'll see a parabolic altcoin season. So that is it for this video, guys. So guys, that is what I'm actually looking at for ETH BTC. Even if we're going to have a pump on the market, there's a possibility that there's just a flash crash before we actually head higher, and I think this FOMC will be very, very crucial for the crypto market if we're going to see a pump or actually a dump on the market. So that is it for this video, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also turn on the notification. You can also follow my free Telegram channel where I drop this kind of updates, this kind of trade setups. So do well to follow my Telegram channel. Peace.